Rejection-sensitive dysphoria is one of the least talked about symptoms of ADHD. What is rejection-sensitive dysphoria? Well, within people that have ADHD, there is emotional dysregulation. And while most people with ADHD don't pay that much attention to people they don't care about, we do tend to really pay attention to those people that do love us and we hold in high esteem. So, if someone with ADHD perceives that they have been rejected by someone they love or hold in high esteem, maybe a parent or maybe a coach that they love, then that person seems to have disapproved of them. People with ADHD will suddenly be flooded with basically all their emotions, and it registers similar to that of a donkey kick to the chest. And often people that have rejection-sensitive dysphoria are very, very violent and angry for about 10 to 20 seconds after the initial rejection. If you have ADHD and you do suffer this symptom, which about 95% of people with ADHD do have rejection-sensitive dysphoria, you're not alone, and what you can do is simply count to 20. It's not as easy as anger, where you can predict those things that are going to make you violent or make you lose control of your emotions. Rejection-sensitive dysphoria is almost silly. There's times that you feel ridiculous. So when you see this happen in yourself or those you love, just know that it's really not something you have control of. There are medications that are able to reduce the effects of it. Many people choose not to take those, as you basically have to take them right when rejection-sensitive dysphoria occurs, which can happen in so many places. However, if that is something that you would like to consider, I would consider talking to your psychiatrist or your general practitioner. So those of you that do live with someone who has rejection-sensitive dysphoria, give them space. Know that they really dislike this feeling. Emotional dysregulation is uncomfortable. Being flooded by every human emotion all at once is painful physically. That something so small has caused such extreme upheaval in your emotions. So when it happens, count to 10 to 20. That's when at about 20 seconds is when the extreme level of these emotional flood starts to ease off. Now, it can still hurt for hours and hours afterward. If you are the family member or a loved one of someone who has ADHD, who also has rejection-sensitive dysphoria, don't ask them to talk. That's one of the worst things, is when people want to talk about this. What did I do? Well, sometimes it's so embarrassing that we know rationally this shouldn't hurt so badly. So when you force or push your partner or your child to talk about their feelings when they are flooded, you're going to get a bad reaction. I do wish there was a way to make a list of the things that are going to trigger rejection-sensitive dysphoria in a person, but the truth is, it's just not possible because those slights aren't even real. If someone who has ADHD perceives that they have been rejected, you don't have to actually be rejected. Sometimes you might be a little sensitive and you have ADHD and you detect just a change in someone's voice, or maybe they're not as excited about something that you are working on, or maybe they have, dismissed you, and that triggers it. I wish that I could say, just like with anger, we can make a list of those situations that you need to avoid. However, knowing that rejection-sensitive dysphoria or RSD, that is a lot of words to say. Anyway, knowing that that is a symptom of ADHD and knowing that you have it is often enough to know, hey, I'm going to need some space.